What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza, here with a brand new video for you rascals and rapscallions out there. You know, one of the most common questions I get asked when I'm recommending a movie, whether it's on YouTube or in my daily life, is where is it streaming? And as you can see from behind me, I'm not too into streaming. I love me some physical media. This is a physical media channel. I could go on and on about the benefits of physical media. Obviously, there's going to be a better picture quality, especially in the 4Ks. A lot of these releases are loaded with special features, including multiple audio commentaries, collectible box sets, awesome artwork. We don't have to worry about our movies being censored. We got them the way they are. Plus, if you were to subscribe to every streaming service out there, you'd be paying way more than you ever paid for cable in your entire life. Plus, a lot of these movies on my shelf might not be on any of those streaming services. But with that being said, there's so many times I would recommend a badass movie and someone would want to watch it and they don't have the physical copy, and I look up on Google, where is it streaming? And it might be HBO Max, but who wants to pay 10, 15 bucks, whatever it is, to get the streaming service just for one movie? And I have my fair share of streaming apps. You know, I have Peacock and I have Paramount Plus. But mostly what I do my watching on, if I'm streaming, is Pluto and Tubi, and those are both absolutely free. And to be quite honest, Tubi has the best horror movie selection. I feel so like prude and jaded or whatever when I'll be on like a horror group I follow on Facebook and someone will say, best recommendations for horror on Netflix. And the answer is none. Most of that shit sucks. If you want to find the best horror flicks, they're on Tubi. And I'm obviously not sponsored by Tubi or anything. It's a Swisher Sweet sponsor I'm actually looking for. But I just wanted to fill you guys in on some recommendations from Tubi. I figured this would be a fun video because these 5 recommendations I'm going to give you guys, you can literally put on right after watching this video, and I highly recommend it. So I think I'm going to have to do multiple videos about horror movies on Tubi. This is just volume 1 because there was literally over 1,000 selections in just the horror category alone. That's not counting cult favorites or giallos, Italian movies and whatnot. So these were the first 5 I seen skimming through that I want to recommend to you guys. I fucked up that whole deal right at the end. But anyways, the very first one, you know, it can't be a list if I don't include Return of the Living Dead. This is my all-time favorite horror movie. I know I've yelled it from the mountaintops. I'm a broken record talking about how much I love this movie. But I'm pretty sure from like all the people I've recommended watching this over all the years, not everybody has checked this out. So you have no excuse now. This is the best zombie movie. This is the one that first introduces that zombies eat brains. It is a very, very fun, comedic horror movie with these punk rock kids. I don't got to explain anymore. It's one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Check it out. My all-time favorite. And then next up, we have one called Vamp. Now, I wasn't into vampire movies that much, like my whole life, but over the last like 3, 4, 5 years, I've really gotten into them. I've realized vampires are pretty damn cool. And Vamp was a sleeper when I finally checked this one out. I absolutely love this movie. It kind of starts off like a campy, like college comedy in a way. It follows these 2 kids where they're trying to get in this fraternity. And the kid goes to a strip club to try to pick up a hooker to bring back to his fraternity. And the one stripper they're really into turns out to be like this goddess of a zombie. And it kind of turns into like a dusk till dawn scenario in a way where like this club, they get trapped by all these zombies. And the main character has this love interest that kind of has some ups and downs that is fun and kind of charming in that way. And this is just a really fun vampire movie. It's one of those horror flicks I threw on. You ever throw one on for the first time, you don't expect much and it just kind of blows you away. That's how this one was. I really loved Vamp. And then next we have a classic right here, Brain Scan. I love this movie. If you're a fan of Edward Furlong from Terminator 2, he is the lead in this movie. It's a early 90s horror movie. It's a lot of fun about this kid who's kind of being raised by the single dad who's off on business, and he's got like this badass room upstairs. It's kind of reminiscent of Hey Arnold, like a room we all wish we had. He's got all the video games and he's really good at them, can beat them all until he finds this game in the mail. I forget what it was called. Is it Brain Scan? Actually called Brain Scan in the movie? I don't remember, but he plays this game and it starts to make him like wake up in the middle of the night, like sleepwalking and create these murders, and then he can see it through the game the next day, but he's not sure if these are nightmares or if this is like actually him being possessed, and it kind of is like a mystery in a way. It unfolds in a very, very fun way, and this includes a very badass horror villain called the Trickster. This guy, you got to check him out if you've never seen this movie. I know when they made this guy, this character, they were in hopes to make like the next Freddy Krueger. And I've heard a lot of people compare him to some of the greats. Like, he could have been one of the best. I don't see it as much. I really enjoyed it. He is one of a kind. Definitely worth checking out. Very, very fun movie. And then next we have maybe one of the more underrated ones on my list. That is 1989's Intruder. Now, maybe this is because it takes place in Michigan, where I'm from, with a bunch of grocery store workers during second shift. It's like the night stock people, the cashiers closing down. They get news that this mom and pop grocery store is closing down. So they're working their last shift, their last graveyard shift. And really what sells this movie is you kind of have a mystery killer. Even though it's directly on the cover, it's still worth watching. This movie's under 90 minutes. I think it's like 80, 85 minutes, so it's an easy watch. But what this movie is best known for, in my opinion, is the practical effects. This has some of the funnest kills you'll see if that's what you're into, and they're all related around what would be inside a grocery store. So I love this. It has a lot of... It's written by Scott Spiegel, who was a childhood friend of Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi, and Bruce Campbell, all who have cameos in this movie. This one is a lot of fun. Highly recommend checking it out. And then last but not least, this is a movie I grew up watching. I really, really like this one. This is Dolls. Now, you really can't get this one on physical media right now, too. I was lucky when I picked this up from Scream Factory back in the day, because it's out of print now. It goes for like $200 for the Blu-ray, and then it got re-released in the Empire box set through Arrow Video, which sold out like right by release day. I'm still salty I didn't pick that one up in time. I didn't pre-order it, but this one's just a lot of fun. It's about a little kid and her dad and her evil stepmom, whose car breaks down on the side of the road, and they make it to this house, and it's like a crazy thunderstorm, and this elderly couple brings them in, and they got all these antique dolls in there that are really creepy, and it's just like these really terrible parents, and you feel really bad for this kid, and all these little porcelain dolls start coming to life through the movie. If you're into like doll movies, you know, Child's Play, Dolly Dearest, this is a fun one. This is better than Dolly Dearest by far. A lot of fun. But anyways, yep, I guess that's pretty much it. Those are the 5 movies I recommend. Like I said, these are 5 movies that I own that I love to death. So, you know, it was kind of weird when I was trying to select out of like 1,000 movies which ones to watch. I just picked the ones that popped for me that I would want to watch right now. You know, that I guess I really would recommend for you guys to check out over the weekend. So, you know, if you got some time off tomorrow on Sunday, try checking one of these movies out. They're free on Tubi. So what's your excuse? No excuse. It's Halloween Eve, for damn sake. But anyways, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to see, well, let me know, obviously, in the comments if you've ever seen any of these movies before and what you think about them. And if you have any movies on Tubi that you would recommend for me to watch. And let me know if you want me to do a Volume 2, a Volume 3 in the future. This was a pretty fun video to make. Other than that, I have a complete horror movie collection update video coming out tomorrow at noon. I believe I have 15 titles, which is one of the biggest hauls I've had pretty much all year. I've been a little selective about what I pick up. But either way, other than that, hopefully everybody's having a great weekend, watching some spooky movies. Blood Gut Score. I'll check you guys next time.